viewer, welcome to this session on Tableau, and today I want to show you how to create a bar in bar chart. And basically this is the chart that you use when you need to compare two measures against the dimension. And I want to show you how you can create such a chart in Tableau. It's a very easy chart to create. And in this case, I will be using the sample superstore dataset to demonstrate this. And this data is also available under this video, so that you can also follow along. And in this case, I want just to compare. Rather, I want to compare the sales for 2018 and 2019 for various product subcategories. Yeah, how are those sales varying for different subcategories? And looking at my data, first of all, because I do not have the sales for 2018 and 2019, the first thing I'm going to do is create a calculated field for this case to give me what were the sales for 2018 and the sales for 2019, and then we can proceed that from there. And basically, to create a calculated field in Tableau, all you need to do is right click either on the dimension or the measure fields and go to create calculated field. And I'm going to rename this calculated field sales 2018. And now the content of this calculated field, which is supposed to select the sales that were made for that year, will be if the year of the order date is equals 2018, then return for me sales, and I'm going to close it or end it with end. I can try to expand it a little bit so you can see it. So that is the calculated field I have there, and I'll say OK. And to create now the sales for 2019, what I'll do, I'll just duplicate this calculated field, and I'm going to edit it and change only this from 8 to 9 and rename it to be sales 2019. And let me just expand it also so you can see it, and there it is. So basically now I have the two major fields I need to use in my view, that is sales 2018 2019, and also my dimension for this case will be the product subcategory. So I need to look at to compare those the different product subcategories and the different sales they made for those 2 years. How do they sit? And for this case, just using a bar in bar chart or a column. It doesn't have to be a bar chart, it could be a column chart. So it's going to depend on what you're going to do. So let's do for this case a column chart, and I'll drag subcategory to the columns, and I'll drag sales 2018 to the rows. I'm sorry. And what I'll do next, I'll drag the sales 2019 to the row shelf just next to the sales 2018. And what now I need to do is I need to make this a dual axis, and there it is. And I will need to synchronize the axis, and there it is. And then I'll go under max card, choose under whole, and I will going to choose a bar, and you see what I'm having now. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with the sizes of these bars, and let me just first of all try to expand my view a little bit, and it doesn't look to fit well. Let me just use drag it from here. No, that's not the best way to expand it. Let me just drag it from here. Let me see up to there. And what I need to do is I'm going to play around with the sizes of the bars. And to do that, I need to identify which bar is on the top. And I believe it's this one, the second bar chart. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and you can see it, right? And then the first bar chart, I'm going to make it even also a little bit smaller because Okay, and there you can see it. Labeling can be a little bit tricky here because unless you make the bars so wide to accommodate the labels, but basically what we're doing here, we're trying to make one of the bar a little bit wider and the other one a little bit less wider for that case, and in that case we enable the user, the viewer for this case, to quickly be able to see how do they sit. And you can for example, using the legend, you can tell which is a brown color. I don't believe it's brown or yellow or what, to show 2019. And you can see in most cases 2019 the performance has been higher for many of the product subcategories, except for a few of them, like if you look at envelopes, 2018 was much higher than 2019. If you look at machines, and if you look at something like tables, it's hard to tell the difference. Actually, the difference is very little to be communicated by this chart. So basically you also need to look at is the chart communicating what insights I need to communicate. For this case, if you look at the tables, the communication is not clear here. The difference is invisible because it's so small such that the bars cannot be able to communicate that. If there's another chart that can be able to communicate that, of which I don't believe there is, because we say bar chart is the mother of all charter, and you can choose it if there is, but I believe this is the best chart that you can use for that case. But that's essentially what it is about in bar chart. It basically is two interlocking bar chart. For this case, we're using column charts, and we're trying to resize one of the bars, some of the bars, make them wider and the other one smaller, so that we can easily enable the user to do comparison between different measures for different dimension. And therefore I believe this is a great chart that you could try. I hope this video was helpful to you, and if it was, please subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to meet you next time.